Here are a couple quick ideas for ways to customize or work with text in your chat boxes if you want to just looking maybe for a little bit more control. So a couple things here. If I just select this and cut it, you probably already know that if you select any shape, right, just a chat box, a regular shape, any kind of vector shape, start typing, you're automatically going to be able to fill that shape with the text. So that's kind of neat, right? It reduces the number of shapes. And if I just remove that and bring back my text, you obviously can type within the shape and then even change your fonts. So just a couple quick ways. Now, one thing you'll notice though, if you are typing within the shape, sometimes you don't quite get as much control this way, right? Because it's going to really work with the internal margins of the shape that you're working with. And you may find that you want just a little bit more customization, but you don't necessarily want to separate the text from the shape. Real easy, quick way is to select the shape, right click, and then select Format Shape. Now what you can do here is actually select the text box, and you have these internal margin settings. So what we could actually do is come in here and maybe reduce the left and right margin from 10 to 5, just to give us a little bit more room. Maybe that's not enough. Bring it down to 3, or even 0, and you can see now we're able to kind of fill up the shape a little bit more, and maybe I remove some of the top and bottom margins. So another way to work with that text within the actual shape. Another option, if you really just aren't getting that level of control, separate the text. Just cut it out and really just put it in its own text box and then position it inside of the normal state. So here's what that looks like. I took the text out, going to insert a new text box, and I will paste it, update my font, and check this out. You also have the option to adjust the margins as well right here, right? So I can remove my margins from even the text box and just keep the text without any margins in the actual text box. Now what I would do is place it where I want. Maybe I want to shrink that text on overflow, right? So if I make it smaller, the text is going to shrink with it. I can then Control X to cut it, select my chat box, bring open my timeline, my states, edit this, and then paste it as its own separate object in that chat box, the chat cloud box object in this example. But the benefit, it's an extra shape, but the benefit here is that I have that much more control over how this text is displayed within the shape. When I click Done Editing the state, go back to my timeline, it's treated as a single object. So a couple quick ways to work with text. In most cases, I find just changing the margin of that internal margin option is enough to let me get that text position where I want. However, those times when I want that ultimate control over the text, just drop it inside of the object's normal state.